Hey guys, what's up in this video on compare the specs and features of the Samsung Galaxy S5 versus the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. So first of all, I'm going to start off with the display. So we have a 5.1-inch display on the Galaxy S5 versus a 5.7-inch display on the Galaxy Note 3, and both displays are 1080p HD displays, but on the PPI on the Galaxy S5 is a lot more higher as compared to the Note 3 at about 432 PPI versus 386 PPI, and both displays are Super AMOLED HD displays. Looking at the software, both devices have Android 4.4.2 KitKat on board. However, the S5 has a different, some of the new features that are currently only for the Galaxy S5, but they're not available for the Note 3. Maybe they will give it with an update. So yes, in terms of the weight, we have 145 gram of weight, slightly lower as compared to the 168 gram of weight on the Note 3. Of course, Note 3 is a phablet. And in terms of the thickness of the both devices, the Galaxy S5 is slimmer as compared to the Note 3, 8.1mm versus 8.3mm. And also the S5 is water and dust proof at the same time and certified by IP67. And also in terms of the camera, we have a 16 megapixel camera with LED flash on the S5 versus a 13 megapixel camera with LED flash on the Note 3. And both can record 4K video at 30 frames per second and 1080p HD video at 60 frames per second as well as 30 frames per second. But both of the devices don't have the optical image stabilization that we get on the LG devices like G2 and other Nexus 5 and the G Pro 2. So this is a disappointment here. So we do get the digital image stabilization like all the other handsets have. And also in terms of the front-facing camera, both have same 2.1 megapixel front-facing camera and can record a 1080p HD video. And also under the hood, we have a Snapdragon 801 processor on the S5 versus Snapdragon 800 processor on the Note 3. Basically, the processor on the S5 has 4 core clocked at 2.5 GHz, slightly higher clock speed as compared to the 2.3 GHz 4 cores on the Note 3. And both have the same GPU, Adreno 330 GPU. And in terms of the RAM, we have a 2 GB of RAM on the S5 and not 3 GB of RAM that we get on the Z2. So there's a disappointment here, and also we get 3 GB of RAM on the Note 3. Of course, the Note 3 was the company's first phone to have 3 GB of RAM. And in terms of the storage, we have 16 GB of internal storage as well as 32 GB variant of the S5. So and also micro SD slot option up to 64 GB. And of course, the Note 3 has 32 GB of internal storage with micro SD slot option up to 64 GB. And also in terms of the battery, we get a 3200 mAh battery on the Note 3 versus a 2800 mAh battery on the Galaxy S5. And also Galaxy S5 is scheduled for a official release in first week of April 2014. There's no specific date for the actual release, but they have said that they will release in April 2014, early April 2014. So I'm definitely seeing it. But the main disappointment here is that the Galaxy S5 has no Quad HD display on board, which was a lot of excitement when the leaks were coming. But yeah, a disappointment here. So definitely comment down below which device is worthy to get. If you have a Note 3, is it worth to upgrade to the Galaxy S5? So yes, thanks for watching guys. Like this video if you enjoyed and subscribe to support me, and I will see you in my next one. Peace out.